Guys, welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, my name is Hannah and I am a gardener here in the UK. I make lots of gardening vlogs about transforming my grandparents' field into my dream vegetable garden this year, and we've got a pretty exciting update because I'm currently leaning on the gate to the garden. Now, we've not got the fencing, but we do have the gate. I am obsessed with how good this is looking, so I have got mapped out an area of 10 meters wide by 12.5 meters long, and the guy who is doing the fencing, who's my grandparents' gardener, he's fabulous. He's marked out all of the different stakes where the actual wooden fence stakes are going to go, and he's just making his way through doing the fencing. I think it's going to be about 1.2 to 1.5 meters high because we have some monkjack around here, so we want to keep those out of the garden as much as possible. But I'm just down here today. I've bought a load of compost. I have 12 more bags to bring down from the car. But on the agenda today, I have a lot of sowing and planting to do because we've not really got much in the garden so far. I'll give you a quick tour of everything that we've got in the ground so far, what's popped up yet and what hasn't, and then we'll go through the agenda for today because I've got about 4 hours here to get quite a few jobs done, but I think that they're going to kind of be they're quite small tasks, but I think they are going to make the space look a lot busier in a good way. So yeah, I'm very excited to get things in the ground today. So last weekend I built these 2 beds that I got off Amazon. I've got these in my home garden as well. I've got 2 of these, one for raspberries and strawberries, and then another one for garlic at home. And then the one that has garlic in is eventually going to be a salad bed, but because I was like mapping out this garden over the winter, I didn't have anywhere to put my garlic, so I just put that in that bed at home so we could at least have some garlic this year. So I filled most of this bed with compost and a few bags of horticultural sand because that's going to be the carrot bed, but I do need to fill some more of that up because it's definitely not full enough for carrots, and that one I've done purely as like compost, etc., because they're quite shallow beds, they're only 30 centimeters, so I thought that would be best for carrots. And then I'm just going to do the same with this one, honestly, out of pure ease. I have got this compost, it's organic compost, and it is 3 for £10 at the range, so it's 150 litres for £10, which is insane. Like, that's cheaper than any bulk organic compost that I found online. So I've just been going and getting a few batches at a time to fill up these beds, and I think all of the bags that I've got now should be able to fill up these 2 beds, as well as hopefully put some compost in the areas that I'm going to be planting today. So you'll see here I have kind of cleared some of the wood chip away into a pile and laid out a bag of compost, and last week here I sowed some beetroot and some radish, so I'm excited to see them pop up. And then over here is where I've got my broad beans. These are looking quite good. I've just got a very makeshift netting situation at the moment, but I have actually got now some hoops, but they are too big like for this area, so I think I might just leave this as it is for a while until they get a bit bigger, and then just take the netting off and hope that nothing, like no birds eat them. But I'll do that once the fencing is complete, I think. But yeah, these are looking pretty good. Some of them are a bit flopped over, to be honest, but we move, it is what it is. And then in all of these like little holes along here, and then also along here, is where I've got my onions. When Mum and I planted the onions originally, I hadn't found that compost supply basically, so I was trying to be very careful with the amount of compost that I was using because I was aware that to get enough compost to make beds in this garden was going to be quite expensive. So I was trying to just make a small hole in the wood chip and then put compost in where I was planting whatever I was planting. So that's what we did there, but I think I might top those beds up with compost to kind of make more defined beds, I suppose, because I'm scared I'm gonna tread on them. It's quite difficult to see where they are, and I would just like some more definition in the garden. So I think that's what I'm gonna do, but we have had some pop up, which is very exciting because these have been in the ground for maybe a month or so, and a few started to pop up last week, but quite a few of them are coming up now. But along with the onions, we've also got quite a lot of weeds going through the wood chip and the cardboard, which I didn't kind of expect this soon, to be honest. I should have done, because like this field has been dormant for like years at this point, so there's lots of different weeds and stuff. It's very biodiverse in that sense, I guess. So I definitely need to go through and pull those out, but they're quite small at the moment and it's quite tricky to get the root out. I've tried a few and then I've just not done it successfully. So what I might do is I might clear the areas as I go when I'm laying down compost to plant things. I think is probably going to be the most manageable way to do it. So that's the plan of action, I think. But here we've got a nice onion coming through, and then just a few popping through there. And then some more along here too. And then these beds along here that I dug out over the last couple of weeks, my sister helped with these two as well, are the potato beds. And I was having a quick look this morning because these only went in the ground 2 weeks ago, and we've got the first little I was going to say pumpkin shoot, potato shoot coming up. I can't see any more at the moment, but that is promising, knowing that it's coming up. The only thing with these beds is they're quite rocky. I've like laid all of the rocks along the edge as I found them, so I'm not sure how they're gonna do basically, but it's just trial and error, isn't it? Like, I thought putting the potatoes straight in the ground would be the best idea. If this doesn't work next year, I will get some more of those beds for potatoes, but these beds should be fine for like other crops like pumpkins and corn and things like that. So these three are all pumpkin, and then I'm gonna dig another bed here, another bed there. I might make that just one big bed, to be fair, I haven't decided yet. And then that's going to be corn, beans, pumpkins and watermelon, as long as my seedlings grow. So yeah, that's going to be very exciting. I might get around to doing those today, but if I don't, I'm kind of not going to put too much pressure on myself. But yeah, I think that's everything that's on the agenda for today. Yeah, that is all of the main progress updates that I have to show you so far. Today I am going to be making some more of the little areas like that to plant some seeds. So I'm going to plant some lettuce, spinach, I'm going to do carrots and parsnips in the beds. I've also got some Welsh onions to sow, which I think I'm going to sow with the carrots and the parsnips. I'm just looking at the horse in the field down there, so cute. I don't think you'll be able to see it. It's like right there. So I'm going to sow my lettuce and my spinach in kind of round beds in the corner. So I'm going to make a round bed here for each corner, and then I'm going to put my bean and pea TPs around the bed, so that when the lettuce and the spinach come through during summer, I'm hoping that they'll still be able to get a little bit of light through the canes, but they'll kind of have some shade and some natural shade, and they won't bolt or go over. But we'll see how that works. But I just think that would be some really nice dimension in each of the corners in the garden. So I'm gonna sow those today, and then I'm also going to plant a shard bed, and I think that might be it. But hopefully we'll get some more dimension in the garden today. I've not got much time today, so I am not going to film, I don't think, me doing the jobs. I think I'm just gonna do it as quickly as I can, get as much as I can done, and then give you a quick update at the end. So I hope that's okay. I'm sorry it won't be as long or necessarily interesting as usual, but I'm on a tight schedule. It's been a very busy week this week. Guys, we've got water. I managed to set up the hose pipe. It's not quite long enough to reach the other end of the garden, which is completely fine because I thought that that hose pipe was only going to reach like to the bottom of the garden, but it's literally reached if I come over the wall like right to my garden. So I only need one more hose pipe, probably only 25 meters, and that will enable me to fully water everything here. And I think by having two, it will be less of a job getting the hose pipe out because I'll be able to have it like reeled up at one end, reeled up at the other, and then just connect them together rather than like pulling the whole thing out. Makes more sense in my head anyway. But I'm so happy that we've finally got water here because I was having drama trying to figure out the hose pipe situation last time. So I went and I picked up some other like hose pipe ends and I figured it out basically. And I was like, I'll just see if I can put it together so that I know if I need to go back to B&Q to get any more bits. And it's literally perfect. It's so windy out here today as well, which is why I look like this, but this feels so good. So let me show you what I've done so far. So this is what I mean about the hose pipe. I've got it coming up over the wall here, through here, all the way to the parsnip bed, which I've half watered. So in this bed, I've got parsnips in the middle, I've got flat leaf parsley there, and then I've got sorrel here. And then this is the carrot bed, and in here I've just got 4 different varieties of carrots. I've got early Nance, purple haze, Octavia or something like that, Octavo, and what's here, white satin. Then what else I've done, so this was here already, this has beetroot and radish in, and then I've planted my shard. They look a bit sad, but I'm hoping that they will perk themselves up. I've got 6 of the red ones and then 6 of the yellow ones. And then these were the little areas that I was talking about for the lettuce and the spinach, which I'm gonna eventually put beans and peas around. I've got the beans and peas germinating, I'm growing on at home, but I thought for now, let's get these established, and then when they're ready to plant out in a few weeks' time, hopefully we've got some growth. So I think this one, yeah, this one's lettuce, and then I've got another one in that corner which is spinach. I've got another one in that corner which is lettuce, and then the one in that corner there is spinach. Then I mentioned I did that one there. I've just here started marking out the next bed that I'm going to put in, which is going to be another bed up to about here. So then that's a little pathway area to go into those beds. And then over here is what I think looks the best and I'm most happy with, which I wasn't planning on doing today, but I had some extra compost from filling the beds and everything. So I decided to put some compost down on the onion beds, which will hopefully give them some more nutrients and also makes it a lot more of a kind of established and defined pathway. So I'm loving this. I think this looks so good now. And then eventually there's going to be a little bed along here, and I'm going to do, I think, my tomatoes along here this year. So I'm going to have, this is where the fence line is going to be, and then I'm going to just do a small bed because then I'm going to use the fencing panels to trellis the tomatoes. I thought if I've got like paneling there anyway, I may as well use it rather than trying to make a trellis for it, which is also the thought process around the edge here. I'm going to do cucumbers and I think courgettes down here along this side as well, and then I'm envisioning like a trellis or something here for my loofah if they grow, because I'm having trouble with them again. So if anyone knows where I can buy loofah plants that I don't have to start from seed, that would be great because they keep seeming to die on me. But yeah, very, very happy with what we've done so far. That patch there is where the wood chip was originally. I'm either gonna, I haven't decided whether to have like a permanent wood chip supply and just get the wood chip man to deliver whenever he can and just have that there, or whether to have like a wildflower area is what I was kind of thinking. But I need to figure out actually where I want my compost bin, because that's not going to be permanent. So once I figured out the composting setup, then I can figure out where I want the wood chip pile, and then maybe that's a flower area in the meantime. But I'm going to carry on watering now, and then I might dig some of that up for those extra beds, but I haven't fully decided yet, so we shall wait and see. Hey guys, editing Han here again because shock horror, I forgot to end the video again. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed seeing our progress this week, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.